So this video is going to be about something that a lot of people find, shall we say, divisive in a way, and that's politics. And just to put all the cards on the table, I am a Bernie Sanders supporter. I mean, just look at it. I'm under the age of 45. I drive an electric car. I care about the environment, and a little bit more on the liberal side. Let's be honest here. I fall in the Bernie Sanders camp just because I like his policies. I feel he's going to be strong on the banking system, yada yada, political bullshit. Anyway, this main video is going to be about the actual caucus itself, namely the one I took part in for my first time, the Nevada caucus. Now, for those of you who don't understand how the Nevada caucus works, it is archaically, idiotically complex. That being said, I'm glad I took part in it. It's my first time caucusing. I felt like I was really a part of the whole democratic process of electing a leader. Now for the shitty bits. We actually had to show up to a school. In my case, it was Hyde Park Middle School. And we had to actually sit in that room and wait for them to count us. On the surface of it, that doesn't sound too bad, right? But it's the fact that I had to wait almost an hour in line to get into the caucus. And the caucus was supposed to be done by, I think, about noon, right? We were there well into the 1 or 2 o'clock area. And after that had all taken place, like after we had caucus, while the caucus was actually taking place, the person who was officiating our caucus location was a Hillary supporter. She said to herself, I don't have any problem with the Hillary supporter officiating the caucus and doing the count. I have no issue with that. You know, everyone supports somebody. It's very rare that you find someone who's truly impartial. That's not the issue. The issue is that when we caucused, we were in the library because we were the largest precinct. So right off the bat, she pulls out 3 ballots and says that these people are voting absentee. And all of those people were voting for Hillary. Those 3 people were, that did end up being the deciding tiebreaker 3 vote. Voted for Hillary. And that affected the whole caucus result for us, because it was 47-50. If they didn't have those 3 extra ballots that the caucus officiator brought in and gave to Hillary, Bernie would have won that room, that precinct. Now, my main issue is I didn't even know that we were able to do that, to have absentee ballots. I was under the impression that you had to actually show up, be there to be counted and to matter. Right? Is this guy turning, or is he staying in this lane? He's merging into the next lane over. Anyway, once we actually got through all of that and caucused, it felt weird because, I don't know, the whole impression that I was under is that you showed up, only the people who were there and present were counted. That's the impression I had. I may be wrong, and I would love to be corrected on that. But those 3 ballots of those 3 people were counted as if they were actually there. And to me, that seemed a little wrong, that the officiator of the actual caucus, who was responsible for the counts, miscounted and had such a hard time having the initial count of the actual caucus, and then ended up bringing in, well, she brought in the ballots first, but she miscounted the actual caucus a couple times. To me, it just seems weird, man. The whole Nevada caucus system is idiotic and archaic. We should just have a caucus setup where where it's just like a regular vote. You come in, you flash an ID, or you bring your registration slip, or you put your name out there and you're able to caucus. We should have something like that. But instead, we have this crazy system that for some reason is expected that this city, we're not a small town here. Las Vegas is a major, or at least a moderately sized metropolitan area, and they expect us to show up to caucus, to stay in a room, and for people to individually count the number of people that are in the room. Like, that, for one, is extremely prohibitive to anyone who's not able to take the day off, because it took most of the day to actually caucus. And it just seems ridiculous. You would think that we would have some kind of actual like ballot system or where you can cast votes to caucus. Oh, also, happy 20 years, Pokemon. February 27th, 20 years of Pokemon. Yeah! Oh, shit. And just for the record, I'm not the only one that had this issue at my particular precinct. If you look online about like Nevada caucus voter fraud, there's a lot of people who are saying that the caucuses were rigged by Hillary Clinton supporters. I don't believe that that might be the case. I do think that there was some kind of injustice or fraudulent activity going on at the caucus. I don't know exactly what it was. Like, I don't completely understand how the caucuses work. Yes, that's true. And I don't know. To me, it just seems odd. That plus, furthermore, I'd like to add in one fact, right? The majority of Bernie Sanders supporters are under the age of 45. They're working, they have jobs, they can't take the whole day off to caucus. Whereas, majority of Hillary Clinton supporters over the age of 45, higher medium income, most of them are at a point in life where they can take a day off to go caucus and exercise their political rights. The average Bernie supporter just can't. We have jobs to do, we have shit to take care of, you know, life. It's kind of important. Your job, pay them bills, make them dollar bills rain, all that. Let me just get this clear. This caucus system's been around for a while, and it's ridiculous. I'm not saying anything, but it needs to go. We need a better caucus system for Nevada. I mean, let's be honest, people. It's not like we're in like Ely or something with like 2 people to caucus. It's not just my personal anecdotal feeling. The caucus, they didn't expect the turnout that they had. They required extra time to get people into the rooms, and even then, people were cut off from voting or from caucusing because it was just planned so poorly. And it wasn't just the Democrat side; they had the same issue with the Republican side. And my feeling is, anything that skews the vote, that causes people to not be able to be fairly represented, it needs to change. It's not right.